point series opening win last Sunday. They came out fired up, but at the other end of the court, check out the NBA MVP to be Tim Duncan. He puts the big block on Samaki Walker. Then the Spurs go the other way. Duncan running the floor and laying it in. Spurs trailed by 2. They then took control of the game in the second period. Kobe Bryant showing off as well the sweet reverse layup. Kobe had 26, but San Antonio had a big lead still. Antonio Daniels catches the Lakers sleeping on defense. LA expecting the Spurs to call a timeout. Daniels drives the layup. He's fouled. San Antonio didn't win in a runaway, but they do split in LA. Head home 1-1 in the series. In the NBA's East, Jason Kidd and the New Jersey Nets went looking for the 2-0 series edge on Charlotte. Check out this weekend's New Jersey's Jason Collins rejected by Baron Davis. The Hornets worked the break at the other end. Richard Jefferson pins Glenn Alon's lay in against the glass, and here come the Nets. Finally, Anthony Johnson to Richard Jefferson for the bucket. A little later off the Kidd miss. Jefferson's there for the monster follow. He had a huge 10 points in the game. Nets up by 3 at half. Kidd had a not-so-dominant 11 points, but it did not matter. New Jersey now has the 2-0 series lead. Thursday, as New Jersey continued their second-round series with Charlotte, Hornets led by 14 points after the opening period. Trouble here for Kidd and the Nets. Jason Kidd collides with David Wesley. Both players are hurt. Kidd seems to be hurt the worst. Bleeding from the head. He would need stitches to close the cut. He would come back a little later, but not be effective. In fact, the Nets weren't at all effective on this night as the Hornets won this one big, but New Jersey still leads the series 2-1. Dallas and Sacramento continued their NBA Western Conference playoff series. Some rough stuff underneath in the second quarter. Bobby Jackson given a technical foul here, wants him tossed from the game. So does the Dallas owner, Mark Cuban. Time winding down. Wang Juju up and under and lets it fly at the buzzer. Game tied at 66 at the break. Second half, another player goes down with European connections. Peja Stojakovic watches knee buckle. He would have to be carried off the court. We will learn his status for the rest of the playoffs a little later on Friday. Chris Webber blew by the defense here. 2 of his 31 points go down. Kings win. They lead the series 2-1.
To a commanding 3-0 lead on the soon-to-be New Orleans Hornets. First quarter, Baron Davis all the way. Charlotte with a
fully crowned league MVP, Tim Duncan. And Duncan went to work here on the break. The pass from Malik Rose to the MVP. 13 first-half points alone for Duncan. The Frenchman, Tony Parker, gets in on the act. That's a three-pointer. But Phil Jackson's team did lead by 1 at the half. Lakers making a move in the third. Derek Fisher with the full-court pass to Shaquille O'Neal. He's fouled. The cameraman seems to get the worst of that one. Spurs get the worst of this one as the Lakers take the series edge. Boston and their legend Bill Russell took in the second-round playoff game between the Celtics and Detroit Pistons. Game 3, nothing to be proud of, although Paul Pierce did his point with Hart with 19 points. Jerry Stackhouse drives, forces up a bad shot at one end. Then Pierce comes down and throws up another brick at the other. It would typify this ugly ball game. Time winding down in the third period. Pierce goes around Jerry Stackhouse for the hoop and the slam. The Celtics hold on to win the worst offensive game in NBA playoff history and take the...
Could tie up that series. Kings on the break. Chris Webber with 2 of his 30 points. Mavericks leading by 3 in the second quarter. Watch Steve Nash. Drives and then throws up the prayer that is answered. Mavericks with the lead, but the Kings would play well down the stretch and would take a 3-1 lead in the series. That's Scott Pollard there. They won it 115-113 and drew lead at 3-1.
Eastern Conference semi-finals, bandage and all, and the 13 stitches in his eyebrow didn't seem to affect his play in any way. And Kidd led the Nets to a first quarter 25-24 lead. Second quarter now, Baron Davis with the basket and the foul, and the Hornets led by 5 at the half. Third quarter action, Nets leading by 3. New Jersey's Kenyon Martin grabs a rebound, scores, and is fouled. Martin scored 13 points, but it wasn't enough as the Nets win by 10 and lead the series 3-1.
Side, early in the second quarter, Spurs in transition. Danny Ferry finds David Robinson for the slam. Kobe Bryant keeping things close. He was the hero in the previous game and doing well again. Check out the tough reverse layup. The Lakers were within 2 at that point. Still in the second, Spurs looking to push the ball. Check out Antonio Daniels. Goes all the way, beating 3 defenders for the finger roll. The Spurs up by 4 at the half, but the Lakers got Kobe Bryant to step it up in the second half. Great spin and layup. He was okay here, had 28 points. Shaquille O'Neal, despite playing with a couple of injured ankles, chipped in with 22 as the Lakers won, and they did take that 3-1 lead. Jason Kidd, we're hoping to see the team deliver the knockout punch on the night. Watch the persistence here from the Kings. Chris Webber with 2 of his 23 points. Second quarter, it's Bobby Jackson doing the damage. The crossover and then the tough lay, and he had 15. Dirk Nowitzki doing all he could to keep the Mavericks in it. He had 32 points, the German star with a leaner here at the buzzer. But in the end, Sacramento would be too strong. Hiro Turkoglu had 20 points, misses here, but Vlade Divac stays with it and then gets the deuce. The Sacramento get what ended up being a comfortable victory, and they do advance to the conference finals. Three-peat, very much alive. San Antonio, though, looked good early. Tony Parker with the alley-oop to Tim Duncan. Huge slam. The Spurs up by 7 after 1. Second quarter, San Antonio up by 8, but Kobe Bryant leads the Lakers back. The bucket and the foul there. Second half, more from Bryant. He was instrumental in the 2 victories in San Antonio, and he keeps hurting the Spurs from all over the court. Gets the layup and then does it from outside as well. A little jumper as he gets it to go. The Lakers just too strong down the stretch again. The Spurs can't handle the Lakers. They clinch the series 4-1. They will now go on to take the Sacramento Kings in the conference finals. Jim O'Brien and the Boston Celtics were 1 win away from clinching their series against the Pistons, but Ben Wallace and his Detroit team weren't going down without a fight. Check out the rebound and the score. Ben Wallace had 6 points, 16 rebounds. During the half, strange moment, Boston's Eric Strickland goes into the stands after a fan who evidently threw some drinks on him. Strickland, however, just yelled at the fan. There was no altercation. Onto the action in the third quarter, and that belonged to Antoine Walker. Drills 2 shots from downtown. He had 16 points, 13 rebounds, and the Celtics are moving on. They're in the Eastern Conference Finals.
20-jährigen NBA-Zugehörigkeit für die Conference Finals qualifiziert. Und das dank eines überragenden Jason Kidd. Pardon, das ist Kidds Kid. So sieht der Richtige aus. 5 Minuten vor dem Ende lagen die Nets im 5. Playoff-Spiel gegen die Charlotte Hornets noch mit 87-89 hinten. Weil die Hornets es aber schafften, im Schlussviertel ganze 7 Minuten nicht auf den Korb zu werfen. Und weil Jason Kidd besonders zum Ende der Partie immer wieder Basketball vom Feinsten zeigte, war es schließlich eine klare Sache für die Nets. 23 Punkte und 13 Assists am Ende für Jason Kidd, der nach dem 103-95 mit New Jersey jetzt im Finale der Eastern Conference auf die Boston Celtics trifft.
New Jersey Nets trying to finish off the Charlotte Hornets in 5 games. MVP runner-up Jason Kidd came to play. Alley-oop to Richard Jefferson. Nets by 1. Final seconds of the first half. Stacey Augmon throws up the prayer and it's answered. Hornets by 2 at the half. Third quarter, Charlotte not giving an inch. Jamal Magloire posting up. He had 14 points. Hornets by 4. But here comes Kidd. Picks up the loose ball. Drives it down. He is fouled. Magloire is called for the goaltend, a 3-point play. Kidd, 23 points, 13 assists. Nets win it to win the series in 5 games, now take on the Boston Celtics.
To quiet the noisy Arco Arena crowd, Kobe Bryant on his way to another huge game. Kobe finished with 30 points on 12 of 26 shooting. LA led by 13 at the break. They shot 54% from the field, many of them the easy variety. Shaquille O'Neal was mostly silent in the first half, but then exploded in the third with 14. Although the Kings did chip away at the lead, Shaq kept delivering, and the Lakers never trailed. 106-99 the final. Game 2 set for Monday night, same venue.
While Boston's main weapons are Antoine Walker and Paul Pierce, the Nets doing damage early off the Paul Pierce miss. Kidd passes up court to Kenyon Martin, who dishes to Kerry Kittles for the layup. The Nets leading, but it's Pierce who keeps them close, receiving the pass from Walker and laying it in. He had 27 points in the game. Kidd working his magic like he's done all season and in the postseason as well. Alley-oop pass to Kenyon Martin, and then taking it himself, driving the lane and getting the layup. Down 9 in the third, Antoine Walker helps his Celtics back. He had 27 as well, but Jason Kidd was just too strong. The alley-oop to Richard Jefferson here for another big slam. Kidd had 18 points, 13 rebounds, 11 assists as the Nets draw first blood in after participating in pregame warm-ups without any problems. Kobe showing that he was doing well early. How about this dunk to finish off the fast break? He had 11 points in the first half, 22 in the game. Still in the first quarter, Lakers by 4. Kings moving it around, and Mike Bibby with a great shot from the outside. He had 20 points. Third quarter, Kings come out strong. Chris Webber draining the shot. He had 21. Kings up by 4. Still in the third, Shaq brings some power. A slam dunk with authority. He led all scorers with 35, but the Kings ended up squeaking out a win. Vlade Divac with a huge dunk there. He had 15 as the Kings survived and tied up the series, winning this one by 6.
The NBA, their first ever appearance in a conference final. The New Jersey Nets showed why they're the #1 team in the East, winning the series opener against the Boston Celtics. Kerry Kittles giving the Nets the lead on a fast break basket right there. Boston's Paul Pierce scoring 14 in the first quarter as Anderson pulled the Boston to within 7. Thank you very much. Hanging off the rim there, Jason Kidd. Deeper down, feeding Richard Jefferson a 30-foot pass for some airtime. Alley-oop, that's it. Hit it 79-66 in the third. Right after that, Aaron Williams got the offensive rebound for the Nets after he missed his own shot and put it back within a hammer as New Jersey held on to win Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, 104-97 over the Boston Celtics.